Okay, hi everyone, Daryl here. Okay, so I'm going to do this presentation on walkthrough of the various work passes. I covered this in our recent webinar, but I'm going to cover this again in this YouTube video. One of the main reasons is because we had a lot of clients who came for the webinar, but we also had clients who couldn't make it to the webinar. And I think that this is quite important because there are some changes to especially the employment pass criteria, and this also affects people with renewals due after 1st of September 2024. Okay, so this is the list of the various work passes, and this list is non-exhaustive. So for an employment agency like ours, we these are not including the domestic helpers, which we can also do, but these are the main passes. So we have the employment pass, the S pass, work permit, personalized employment pass, and entree pass. Usually the first two are the more common ones, so I'll cover those. Work permit is for semi-skilled, low-skilled workers. So for S pass, right, so long as the foreign skilled employee, they do not meet the employment pass criteria, then we will have to apply S pass for them. It's applicable to all nationalities or citizenships. You need to have a job offer in Singapore. You can't actually come to our employment agency and then say I want to apply for an S pass. You actually have to have a job offer, and the employer usually will come to us and then ask us to help them assist them with the S pass application. The candidate must have a minimum qualifying salary from the employer of $3,150. For financial services, is $500 more. And this increases progressively with age from age 23 up to uh, $4,650 and $5,650 for financial services at age 45 and above. So there's future changes to this qualifying salary, and this will happen next year. And the Ministry of Manpower tends to make changes on 1st of September every year. So 1st of September 2023, right, they introduced the Compass framework for employment pass. The 1st of September 2024, the Compass framework also applies to all who are renewing their employment pass. And then uh, for 1st September 2025, right, they're going to change the qualifying salary for the S pass. Okay, so the declaration of qualification is optional, but if you declare your qualification, then you will need to do qualification verification. There are actually some verification bodies which can verify qualifications, and no, you cannot just go to a notary public and then the notary public says that they certify your qualification. Doesn't mean anything actually. It just means that they saw this paper in existence, this qualification that you're holding. It just shows that that paper that you are holding is a copy of the document which you claim to have, or the qualification that you claim to have. Okay, then for S pass holders, right, the company must pay a levy for every S pass holder, and then hiring company needs to adhere to quota requirements. So for example, for services services industry, right, the hiring quota, right, is 90%, 10% of the total workforce. So that means that if you have 10 local resident workers, right, be it Singaporean or permanent residents, then you are allowed one S pass holder. The S pass duration is for 2 years, and if the S pass holder wants to bring his or her spouse or children, the fixed salary has of the S pass holder has to be at least $6,000. Okay, so like I mentioned just now, work permit is for semi-skilled foreign workers and only from approved source countries or regions. If let's say you are German, right, and you want to work on a work permit, then you can't because you're not from these approved source countries or regions. So it's Malaysia, mainland China, Hong Kong, Macau, South Korea, Taiwan. Only eligible to work in certain sectors, and the sectors are construction, manufacturing, marine shipyard, process, or services sector. And just like the S pass, right, the duration for the work permit is 2 years. There's no qualifying salary, and once again levy applies. Okay, so the disadvantage for work permit holders, right, is that the work permit holders, they are not eligible for permanent residency application. And there's also limitations to the housing that they can stay in. So certain HDB flats, right, in maybe for construction industry, the worker cannot live in the HDB flats. So for personalized employment pass, it's a bit more rare, but there are still clients who apply for PEP. It's for high earning EP holders or overseas foreign professionals. The unique thing about this, right, is that the pass applicant does not need to have a job in Singapore, which means that this personalized employment pass, if you see the employment pass, right, that is issued by the Ministry of Manpower, the company name is on the pass. So for personalized employment pass, right, there's no company name on the pass. Okay, so it's for all nationalities or citizenships, and the duration is up to 3 years. It is not renewable, which means that you can only have personalized employment pass once. After that, you need to convert it to a EP. So you apply for a EP, then you get an EP after your PEP. Okay, so the fixed monthly salary must be at least 22,500. This benchmark to the top 10% of EP holders. Okay, so for overseas foreign professionals, right, you need to show your last drawn salary needs to match this 22,500 Singapore dollars. Okay, and once again, dependent pass available for certain family members of PEP holders. So to keep holding the PEP, right, you cannot be unemployed in Singapore for more than 6 months. You cannot apply for PEP, right, then you come to Singapore, you don't work. Okay, and you cannot incorporate a company or engage in any entrepreneurial activity. So for employment pass, right, this is the application framework, the Compass framework, and this was in September 2023. But come September 2024, which already passed, employment pass renewals will also be subject to this Compass framework. So previously, right, how you get employment pass, you need to have a job offer in Singapore. It must be managerial, executive, or specialized jobs. So like higher tier jobs, you need to have acceptable qualification, usually a good university degree. A lot of times clients will ask us what is a good university degree. So I usually tell them, okay, if let's say you are a foreigner, then you graduate from like let's say like NUS or NTU or SMU in Singapore, or maybe there are 3 other autonomous universities and any one of those 3, then that would deem as a good university degree. But other than that, right, like of course the more commonsensical one would be if somebody has a degree from Harvard or Cambridge, then after that, or maybe like London School of Economics, then generally these I think we can understand as a good university degree. And then you need to have fixed monthly salary at least $5,000, higher if in financial sectors. So if you're older, then your salary needs to be higher. And the duration is that the first time candidates get up to 2 years, the renewals is up to 3 years. Okay, so this is how you previously qualified for employment pass. If you don't qualify, but you applied, right, then you are rejected. They won't tell you why you are rejected. They just say rejection, we cannot tell you. Obviously you cannot tell you because if they tell you, right, then most probably sometimes clients will actually go and post on social media. Then after that, there's a lot of backlash. So I can understand why Ministry of Manpower doesn't give a very good explanation of why they reject an employment pass application. Okay, so previously, right, the employment pass criteria was very vague and unclear as to how much weight is placed on certain factors. So it's difficult to understand the decision making process from the applicants, employers, as well as the public standpoint. So if let's say I'm the applicant, I also don't know why I failed. Employer, I also don't know why my applicant failed. The public also don't know why this guy failed. So it's very difficult for us to ascertain whether this particular individual is eligible for employment pass. Usually what some of our clients say is, never mind, just go and try. Try cannot. Okay, shouldn't be that way. Okay, there should be a proper framework, and this is the proper framework that the Ministry of Manpower came up with. It's called the Compass framework. Okay, so from 1st September 2023, right, and this Compass framework applies to all new employment pass applications, and then from 1st September 2024, right, applies to renewals as well. So you got to meet the qualifying salary I mentioned before already, and you need to pass this Compass framework. You need 40 points. So what is Compass? There are 2 stages of criteria: foundational and bonus. So in foundational, right, this individual attribute and firm related attribute. So from foundational criteria, you should be able to get 40. Okay, because the maximum in each category is 20. So if you get full marks for everything is 80. Okay, so salary relative to local PMET salary norms to sector. C2, qualification based on candidate's qualification. Like I mentioned previously, if let's say the candidate is from National University of Singapore, then the qualification portion here in C2, right, will be 20 points. Then that candidate only need to get another 20 from C1, C3 and C4. So you can see, right, the diversity portion, whether the candidate improves nationality diversity in the firm. For example, if your firm has many Indians already, then if you hire another Indian, it's not adding to the national diversity in the firm. But if you add another maybe Chinese or maybe a German or a Swedish or a, I don't know, Portuguese or something like that, so you actually have more national diversity in the firm. Then support for local employment based on the local PMET share relative to industry peers. If exceed expectation, then is 20. Okay, so this bonus criteria, right, is after C1, C2, C3, C4 go through already, you can get bonus points. Okay, so the skills bonus, shortage occupation list. So for candidates in jobs where skills shortage exists, then if they are under this shortage occupation list, then they'll get bonus points. Then there's this strategic economic priorities bonus. So the government is pushing on certain industries. Then if your industry is within this list, right, then you would get the bonus marks lah. Okay, hold on, let me click to the next one. Okay, so there's this scoring table. So like I mentioned, if let's say your fixed monthly salary, the applicant's fixed monthly salary is in the 90th percentile, right, then it's 20 points. Then for qualification, top tier institution 20 points, degree equivalent qualification 10 points, no degree 0 points. Quite clear. Okay, so diversity, this is it. A scoring table for support for local employment. This is the firm's share of local PMETs within its subsector. If let's say your firm share of local PMETs within the subsector is above the 50th percentile, right, you get 20 points already. This one is actually, I think, generally quite easy to score. Then this is the bonus skill shortage occupation list. Well, so long as you the candidate, right, is applying for a job on this shortage occupation list, then add 20 points. Okay, and this one, right, if the firm meets specific assessment criteria on innovation or internationalization activities, then 10 points. So this is the government trying to push people to where they want the companies to move towards. Okay, and then the road to PR. Okay, technically, right, okay, only S-Pass, employment pass holders, PEP can apply for PR. I think I should rephrase it. It should be that work permit holders cannot apply for PR. Okay, so if you can apply for PR, you can submit the PR application anytime. That is on paper. That's what they say on the website. That's what they write. But in reality, you need to have 6 months of payslip to go with your PR application. So the application done through the ICA, and then the assessment is done on ICA's PR criteria. Individuals, right, preferably under 50 years of age, and usually take about 6 to 12 months. If you wait longer than 12 months, right, then you should be a bit worried because I think maybe they lost your form. Okay, so usually between 6 to 12 months, right, you should receive your application result already. Okay, then of course, if you require appeal, then you have to go and appeal. But if not, then I would think that the PR application would not be too difficult, but I just want to highlight the fact that the PR application is not based on an individual's educational qualification. It is important, but the thing is that how well integrated are you with into Singapore society. That's the main consideration. Okay, so that's all for my presentation, right? These are our contact details. So if you want anything to do with past applications, then you can just email info@singaporeemploymentagency.com. So I'm Daryl, and I'll see you guys at the next video.